Okay, call the Commissioners meeting to order. It's 7:20. Members present is Keith Laniaz, Colin Hare, and Assistant Mayor Bob Sullivan. First order of business is the approved meeting minutes. So we have 3 months worth. We have September 4th, November 7th, and December 4th.
I make a motion that we accept the meeting minutes from September 4th, 2018, November 7th, 2018, and December 4th, 2018.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, takes care of that. And we're gonna hold, just to review, well, Bob's gonna review that as well, on the June 7th, just the revised ones. I didn't have a chance to look at them, they're a little bit lengthy. Okay. Next we have, system,
Sorry, can we just get the radio shut down?
on the radio.
Sorry. It's not elevator music.
Oh, yeah.
It's their error.
Huh?
So it should have been from you guys' error. 80s.
Yeah, that was good news. I remember that. All right, so next we have systems managers reports.
Alright, so monthly sewer report for December. 5.33 inches of rain. Center Grove hauled off 104,400 gallons. We had 7.8 million gallons of flow for an average of 251,000 a day. We wasted 118,000 gallons, average 3,800 a day. We used 713 gallons of alum and 755 gallons of sodium hydroxide, 295 kilowatt hours of electricity, and the average river flow was 1,148 cubic feet per second. The influent lines under the river, all the sewer lines going into the headworks were cleaned out and jetted, as well as the Colonial Pump Station. They had an alum delivery. The staff gauge was cleared of all the stuff that was growing up around it, and they were preparing for the first quarter toxicity testing. So it's currently going on this week. The monthly water report. We pumped a total of 5,096,000 gallons for the month, an average of 164,000 a day. Sampling for the month, we had an issue on one of the samples. We got a hit on one of the samples that was, we believe it was a handling error, because that was the sample that had the highest chlorine residual. So technically it should have killed off anything even if there was something there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we did, notified DEP, and we collected repeat and confirmation samples, and all those came back clean. So we assumed it was just a handling error doing the sampling. That was also, we did the repair at 13 Martin Road the day we were supposed to be doing the sampling. You had 90% of the sampling done, and then, as you saw, that turned into a little more of an issue. So,
Yep.
so we canceled the sampling and had to do it the next day. But of course, with what happened on that leak, kind of stirred things up through the town. So,
Understandable.
so we went with the next day on sampling, and overall everything came back fine. So on the monthly maintenance, he's just been trying to get the chemical pumps dialed into our specific target range, just to try to get everything leveled out and more efficient than it was running. We had no meter changes for the month. We had 5 final reads. We had Regan come in, the master flow meter testing. Flushing was conducted for several days to clear up the line due to the discoloration from that water main leak that we had. We inventoried the brass and placed an order to get the minimal stock back that we needed. We conducted some shut-offs. We're marking out additional shut-offs. located curbs and dug up curb stops to gain access for the shut-offs. Calibrated the pH probes at all the stations. There was troubleshooting a problem with the chart recorder at Glen Street. And he met with LaFleur to get some proposals and get a generator sized to cover the Gilboa pump station like we had talked about before. And that would also cover us for booster and turbine. Then we also had him working with Ericsson to get a chlorine analyzer set up to get that installed. We need 3 of them, but we're ordering 1 to get started to make sure it's going to work in our target zone that we're using. And then once that works, we'll get the other 2 in. But we are due for a DEP inspection this year on the water side, and that was one of the things that they had done at the last inspection. We were supposed to have the chlorine analyzers, and we don't have them in yet.
They didn't say anything at the last round of inspections?
Yeah, they said that we had to have them in.
Oh.
They told us we have to put them in, and we haven't got them in yet, but we're due to get inspected this year, so.
Didn't they just do it though?
That was the sewer.
Oh, okay, that was, okay.
Yeah, the sewer's every 5 years,
Okay.
and the water's every 3 years.
On the final reads, there was no meter change, I noticed there was no meter change, so they were all new meters that we don't have to worry about?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah, anything over 10 years old, we're
Change it out.
replacing.
On final reads.
Yeah, we did talk to one of the vendors that came in today about a different meter, just because we're still having issues with the census between meters and the billing software. And last time they came out, we were having issues with the gun syncing with Munis and everything else. So we had him come out so we could get through that. Then he was supposed to fix it, and he's like, "Oh well, you got 6 months. Don't worry about it." And now we're at billing again, and they haven't come out and done anything. So
are they coming in?
yeah, there's no way we're gonna get it done before we start reading and everything. So
Yeah, but can we get them here anyway?
yeah, I mean we'll get them out here, but I'm not sure how much we can do with it once they do get here.
Yeah.
So just from day one with the census and all this stuff, we've had nothing but headaches, either trying to get meters. At one point they were like 6 months out trying to get the meters.
Yeah.
So, we're at a point that like, all right, well, you guys got to stock them. So we buy them. They've got a 20-year warranty on them, and we're buying them a year in advance to have them in stock.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, didn't we just buy a bunch? I remember seeing the boys.
yeah, because we're pretty much out.
Yeah.
So can Eli help you out with that? As far as getting these guys to move?
Eli doesn't rep census anymore.
He doesn't.
No, because it was Eli or Putnam Pipe and EJ Prescott.
Right.
EJ Prescott's the one that held the line.
Okay.
But they were kind of merged at one point, but then they split. But EJP kept the census line. Eli did come in trying to sell me on the one they're selling now, which is the Hersey meter. So he came in and they kind of showed me all their meters. And then the other sales rep from Tie Sales came in today, and they sell the Neptune meter, which is the one that I have over there that I've had for a little while. But they're probably more prevalent in New England, more so
Neptune?
than, I know a lot of the people that went with the census have switched over to them just because of all the issues they're having with census. They did say that their radio stuff will read census, and they have a converter thing that you can convert it. It's an adapter to go from the 2-wire to the 3-wire for the radios. So if we did switch to that, then they could integrate with the census stuff, and we can still read the census meters. So
Yeah, but I mean, we made a massive investment in these things. You know?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think they ought to get their rear ends down here and fix
I
that
agree.
gun.
Yeah. But much bigger accounts than us
Well, no, I know.
are switching because of the
Yeah.
issues with census. But
Yeah.
and it's been nothing but headaches all along.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if you bark a little bit and just say, look, we're gonna start, we're not gonna buy
Trust me,
anymore.
I did
Yeah.
bark to the point that Eli called over EJP and got me a rep that called me and got me what I needed one of the times on getting me some parts and some meters. But
Mhm.
yeah, because I called him and said, I'm not going to buy your crap anymore. I'll call Census Direct, and I'll order the meters out of California if I have to.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing was, I mean, what if we had pulled the trigger on the radio reads? And then we, you know, that was a boatload more of money.
yeah, and we're doing,
You know?
we're doing some radio reads.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
Apparently. So,
Yeah, but if we had gone to that fixed base,
yeah,
yeah. Oh, that was-
I guess luckily they hit us with that $20,000 a year fee that we said, yeah, no way.
yeah, yeah.
If you would have told me that before we were coming to the commissioners meeting, we wouldn't have wasted their time or ours.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, just have to keep the pressure on them and see if we can resolve it. If we can't, then we'll just have to, like I said, if Neptune
Yeah.
can read census, and we can slowly, but start changing out again.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, there's no added cost to switching over at this point, because their stuff will read the census stuff, so it's not like we have to say, all right, we gotta hurry up and
Right, right,
change
we're not
everything
losing
out.
anything. We're saving it as we start
Right,
training them.
so we're already almost 20 years since you guys started doing census, even though in the interview, Josie told me you guys were 90% done. Yeah, so we're already at that point where we're replacing census with census. But like I said, I mean, it's not going to cost anything to switch over if we went to a different meter company, and it's just the point that we're at where the older stuff just gets replaced with.
Not to sound like Josie, but is Badger still around, or are they completely out?
Well, Badger still has meters.
And do they have a,
I don't know anyone that's really using Badger
No.
system wide. And I've got a Badger meter that we had that we put in a turbine, and our turbine station's down right now because that meter crapped out. And that was only, I want to say 5 years old. So,
well,
So, oh, I think if we are gonna look at other companies, if that one does, talk with census, I think we probably should make a few calls to the community that, you know.
yeah, he
wanna
said,
get-
well, Webster has Neptune, Dudley has Neptune, Uxbridge is switching to Neptune, I think, right now.
Oxford uses Badger, I think, right?
I believe they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're switching over. The guy listed off all the towns around that. And he's like, "You're the only one in this area." And I said, "No, Whitensville still census." He's like, "Yeah, that's a private company."
How about price-wise, how are they
Um,
compatible?
yeah, they'll be comparable to the census. The ones that Eli had, I think, were cheaper, and they had a plastic body meter, but they like crimp on stainless threads.
Hmm.
And they had they had one meter which I had originally told Eli that they needed to come out with back when we had the census ones, when he was dealing with that. Is they have one meter that has a solenoid thing on it, so that you can go with the radio gun outside and shut the water off at the meter. So they have a solenoid operated valve
That drops
built into
down,
the
yeah.
meter that shuts it off.
that's nice.
So if you went to the fixed base network, you could just go right on the computer and go bloop, and shut the meter off.
Yeah, but that would work out well at Eaglesview. That
Right.
would solve that problem
Yeah.
Yeah.
altogether,
Right.
the issue up there. That's fantastic.
And
And that was
that's
like, Neptune had that?
No, that was the Hersey meter.
Darcy meter had that?
I think they're all starting to come out with that because he did say Census was working on something like that, but which would help. I mean, middle of winter out there trying
Yeah.
to dig up shut-off valves.
Yeah,
You know, when you can just go up to it and hit a button.
yeah. I'll do it right from your
Yeah,
desk.
do it from the desk.
Go through Wi-Fi, yeah.
So,
All right.
so it's just something that I'm talking to some of the vendors.
Yeah, I get your feels out. and see.
Obviously, we wouldn't do anything until we got them come in and
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
do a presentation for you guys. But like I said, at this point, it's not going to cost anything to switch because they're all starting to get where you can
Talk with each
read
other.
back and forth. All right, so that's it for the reports.
Policies, procedures, I started reading through the packet that we had put together for us on that.
Yeah, I don't know if like for next meeting, if we want to pick a couple that we want to kind of go over and try to nail down. I would think the final read policy we should probably work on to get something in place for that because we still have a lot of them that call and think that they can call and get a final
Yeah,
read done
same
in 2
day.
hours. And at some point, like I said, we gotta look at the fees and the connection fees
Yeah,
and things like
so
that.
I think we were gonna find out if we needed to. I don't know the rates, you have to have a public hearing and all that, but about the fees, I wanna make sure if you have to have a public hearing on the fees, or if it's just simple vote
Right.
at the meeting, so. If you could just run that by, Matt. Find out. Or council, whatever he calls for that. We have, open sessions, topics not reasonably anticipated 40 hours in advance of the meeting.
Yeah, so I mean, I got the one thing that I gave you guys paperwork on to review,
Yeah,
but you guys take that and look at it, and this is something that we won't discuss in open meeting anyway.
okay. And then, one of the things I was thinking of was, on the positions, trying to get that rolling. Can we do, I was thinking, I don't know if you guys would agree to, maybe like set up a meeting like 2 weeks from today, roughly. And we can try to get, so we gotta do the internal posting for, which that should be relatively smooth.
Yeah, I got that pretty much done, so I just gotta get it posted.
Posted, and then we can get that, and then we can get
Yeah,
an ad out for the other ones, and then in 2 weeks, start reviewing some of the and try to get everything within, then the next 2 weeks, try to get it, so it's finalized, so we have both things accomplished on that. Try to move that, 'cause I know everything gets busy, and, gets all you do that, and then it gets put aside and everything
Yep.
else, so. And now we are short staff, so your load picks up harder, so it's kind of.
Yep.
Yeah, meter reading here gets to be a hassle.
Yeah.
We have people out in the street instead of in the office.
We'll be getting into the meeting rating in next February, right?
Yeah,
So, try to get that,
couple weeks,
try to get that before, if we can get on it, try to get that resolved before then. So the only thing just for the internal posting, this is for town hall, right?
Matt said that didn't even need to go to the town hall, he said here and highway.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but I would post it at the town hall.
Yeah, we should do
so-
one at the town hall.
One at town hall, one here, on fire, or highway.
And then what did we do last time? Did we run in the trade papers, or did we just go to the newspaper?
We did it through, not the trade paper, but the websites for the waterworks, we do what I have.
And that's what I did.
WPCA, that's water.
So the wastewater side, are we gonna,
Yeah, you gotta try to get something from that.
right, so, why don't we do both, and then both, if we do, then we apply those, probably,
I've already had it out, word of mouth, because
Yeah.
all the sales reps go to all the other towns, so I've got it
I
out
was
to
gonna
all
say, is
of
there anybody
them.
you can encourage to,
And
you know,
I've
send a resume?
already been pushing for some of those, but
Even if you had, is there any like school or people attending classes that you can?
no, that's why I used to work with them when they were doing the training through DEP and everything.
Yeah.
They had programs to try to get people in it, and I used to go teach one of those classes with them, and that way I could kind of feel everybody else say, yeah, hey, come talk to me.
I mean, is it worth when we write up the ad, leave it so you can get as many applications as possible, so don't make it so it's too qualified on that?
Well, I
You
mean,
wanna
we
try it first round and try
I
to
think
get
we
the-
could on the
keep it
water.
fairly
So we can,
We'll be the assistant on the sewer,
Yeah.
since Peter's the,
right. I would be more apt to want someone with a little more experience on the water than over here. Because I'm here and Peter has an issue, but over there, we got too much stuff going on over there. If I'm out, we have a water main break or something, someone who knows what they're doing.
well, Steve would be capable of that, right?
Yeah, he can do 90% of those, but there's still issues that he hasn't seen. It's just, until you see them, you don't know how to do them. those that are out of the blue that you don't see very often. So there's a lot of people that still
Like
have
the,
it.
the earthquake cracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Dave
We
said,
had that bell joint crack that we had.
Southwest Maine, that was the earthquake.
Three of them.
All right, so yeah, so we can try to work that for, say, 2 weeks and then finalize it at our next meeting.
Yeah, I'd like to move. I don't like being short-staffed down here, so.
Me neither. I'm still gonna do that stupid evaluation. Wastewater that the inspector came in and said I had to do to see what level of staffing we need. They always try to overstaff.
But we know the minimum that we have to get.
Right.
You know, just to keep it going. Smooth down, you know. Like I said, they probably want to go over staff.
Yeah, they always should.
Right.
And you have people sitting around
Yeah, well, I know.
doing nothing but
Yeah.
stirring up trouble.
Yeah. Yeah,
Keep busy because there's trouble.
that's for sure. So,
All right.
that's all I have. Okay, take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:43.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.